Thanks, Sam, and the guys on the desk, as always. Right, here we go. Hanamura time, and I've got to say, I've got to agree with Tridd in the way that there's a lot of tank play on a lot of these control maps, and CIS hope their tank players look phenomenal.
Yeah, their tank players look absolutely sublime. I said it before the break, is Reinhardt, or is Sharek? They're just synonymous in my mind now. Is Sharek the best Reinhardt in EU? It's very possible. At least gets the most value out of those Earth Shatters. That much is for certain. But the question is, will they be able to bring that tank play to bear on Hanamura? It's very, very important on point B for trying to claim that high ground to let your soldier and your support set up there. It's very hard to make inroads against them if they're really trying to lock down that top part. However, we'll have to see if our teams decide to go for some sort of dive comps. Let soldier set up on the top, use his duck hunt shooting range, or if we're going to see a little bit more quad tank ground and pound sort of play. I'm glad the Copenhagen Flames didn't go for Horizon, because you don't want to go up against CIS Hope quad tank.
Oh no, you do not. It's a terrifying sight to bear, like you were mentioning before. Now, I know Kenzie's going to do this to us now. He's going to hover the May every single time. But there we go. Locks in the Tracer instead.
He knows. He knows. Just playing
he knows
with
how
our
to bait and
hearts.
switch. They're on the defense this time around, obviously. And even Unfix actually jumping onto the Sombra. So rather classic now of CIS Hope actually picking up the Sombra on the defense. We'll see where she wants to hold. They've got two very mobile healers in Main and Eng as well. So they're going to be able to provide him a whole lot of support on the Sombra if he does want to go for these deep dives.
I love how Europe has really sort of adopted the dive heart. When we started off with Group A, we saw Giganti bring out, was a little bit of a rarity. It was like, oh, okay, that's something new, not something we usually see. The aircraft carriers, Dezachu called it, with the old big Reinhardt being the carrier and the flankers being the fighter jets, which would spew forth and rain down destruction upon the enemy team. But now a lot of teams are picking that up, and they're playing to their strengths, and why not? When you've got a Reinhardt as good as Sharek, then you're going to want to try and do that. But Copenhagen Flames will have to see if they keep Chubbs on the Reinhardt. I wonder if they will decide to, because they are setting up for something like a parachute, but no, it will be the Winston. It's going to be something like a full dive. Naga can stay on the Hanzo if he's so inclined, but I imagine he may decide to swap over to the Widow after a Sonic Arrow. But it looks like he's actually going to be going out with a damage boost, courtesy of Dreedro. We know Dreedro's an incredibly good mercy. We'll have to see if he can survive for long, because Anfix is going to be thirsty to get him a backline. And already, that's not how a Scatter Arrow is supposed to work. That's a headshot from a Scatter Arrow. You did it wrong, Naga.
He still made it work though. Bobby Press takes out Aang too. Chubbs is actually chasing down the rest of the team. Dreedro and Naga do end up falling, so that duo is all but dead. And in fact, Marine Law's going to fall as well. So regardless of them first picking off the support, they're still going to lose a couple of members of their own.
Courtesy of that fade, Main can get back into the action pretty quickly. Oh, just in time. Kenzie is to delay the tick, but it will come through for Copenhagen Flames. They'll have a lot of people coming in. The war of attrition will be theirs, but Naga's going to forgo the Hanzo, going over to the other Shamad lad. The Genji is in play.
They've still got a tick as well, so that's actually really big for their first push. Dreedro's going to get stuck actually as well.
Oh,
that's
that's
a lot of damage actually onto Heiko's mech too. He actually gets desuited from that, and Sharek swinging away as well. Big pulse bomb from Kenzie. Claims the life of two more. And that should be the push said and done for Flames.
Aang being the punctuation mark there, giving Naga a little bit of tinnitus, courtesy of his Sonic Blaster. And now CIS Hope are slowly building up towards a couple of ultimates. Unfixed, almost ready to turn out the lights. The EMP is almost in play, 15% away from that. Meanwhile, Copenhagen Flames, they have a Pulse Bomb ready to bring in, and they have Naga in the skies as well. They've called in a tactical fighter strike here. The question is, will it be put in the right place?
Sharek going really low. Pulse Bomb didn't actually quite land there from Popular. Did get hacked as well, and Kenzie will make short work of him. You can see how aggressive now Naga can be. Has got Dreedro to back him up as well.
What a great
boof! Onto Sharek to land him straight onto the self-destruct. Big EMP though lands on the Flames, and Naga will have to retreat for the time being.
That's one of the most ingenious uses of a concussion blast I've ever seen, but now Naga's going to have to hightail out of it, get the heck out of dodge. Kenzie's going to be the one chasing him off, and Sharek's going to have time to return to the fray now, despite being taken out. Re-entry now with a Valkyrie.
There was still someone actually on the point, so they acquired a couple of, they managed to acquire a little percentage there of play of their own. There's the sound barrier coming through from CIS. Hope Sharek's near that shatter as well. If you let that boy near your DPS or support duo, they're going to end up on the floor and going back to their respective base. Naga now pushing forward, has got the ultimate available to him as well. That shatter didn't quite land his mark this time around. Sharek up fairly big. Didn't end up pulling any big plays off just yet. It was actually Naga coming through with the double rocket barrage. They're going to be able to clean the rest of the point up now as they do secure another couple of kills.
Aang's a brave boy, but bravery ain't no umbrella. And when you're facing the rain of justice. It's not going to be enough. Naga's going to be the one to clean that one up with the barrage. Now, CIS Hope are already making a couple of swaps. Eng has forgone Volucio over to the Ana. We'll have to see a bit of Ana. Very aim-based support hero, bringing in those high healing biotic rifle bullets, which can keep Sharek and Chow nicely sustained here as they play around this high ground. The question is, where's Eng going to try and position himself? Poppy Fresh is going to be a big threat on the ground. He can go across the other side and try and flank around. Meanwhile, Naga's going to be trying to take out the high ground for Sheriffs in town. Except this time his jurisdiction is going to be Hanamura. This guy moves around a lot.
He's a mover. He's a working lad. He's
a big lawman. That's what he is.
That's it. That's exactly it. They want to get the high ground here. They need to be able to make sure he is nice and safe. Just getting pocketed by Dredro more often than not. Now we see a soldier on this point, but Naga's been just an expert sheriff, an expert lawmaker. There is the big sound barrier as well, landing on Copenhagen Flames. All 6 members getting picked up, and Naga receiving that damage bruise from ulting Dredro, manages to finish off Kenzie, and now he's got the high ground. Self-destruct. Let's get employed by CIS Hope. Only finds Chow though. Copenhagen Flames now moving forwards, just making sure Naga is more than safe. Permanently damage boosted. They're going to be able to acquire quite a few minutes on this point, and it's all up to now CIS Hope to try and contest with that blade.
I hope they've checked their watches though, because it's ticking up towards high noon. The Deadeye almost ready to be in play from Naga, but here comes his
what a dash!
Who would have expected that?
Straight under Unfix, couldn't get it out, and a double Deadeye as well. The high noon was big, and the plays from Naga are only getting bigger. They're going to jump straight on the point now. 2 ticks acquired. Main's going to go down. A big purple coming through from Hope, but is it going to be enough? Unfix jumping over to the May, but it was too little, too late. Is there anything stopping this man?
Take that, villains. Naga's in town. He doesn't give a damn about your blade. Your silverware is nothing to the Peacemaker. And now, Copenhagen Flames, they've made their point. They're not going to be giving up this series easy, Jaws. It may be CIS Hope on match point, but it's Copenhagen Flames with a time bank of 3 minutes and 34 seconds. CIS Hope, the ball's in your court. It's been swung very readily by Naga and his McCree. Question is, can you catch it?
I just don't think they can. How do you catch bullets? You can't.
Well, you can, but you won't like it.
Well, you try. Yeah, but I'm not sure we'd be able to. I guess you could like catch it in your hand, but it would go. I don't know. We're not discussing bullet physics. It's not a physics lesson just yet. Maybe we'll save that top 8.
Educational stream season 2.
It's not, oh yeah, it's season 2. Yeah, roll it over.
Tease him.
Naga's going to swap over on the defense to this Genji. It'll be CIS Hope on the attack this time around. Of course, Kenzie's going to hover the May. We'll ignore it. We'll ignore you now, Kenzie. You've done it too many times. Done it too many times.
He's in the attack spawn now. He doesn't care. Play with our hearts forever. Stone cold, Kenzie.
Dredro on the Ana. And he's going to be pocketing Marine Lord as well. They're going to pocket each other. Poppy Fresh on this Tracer and looking like a classic dive coming out from Copenhagen Flames. This Ana is going to be well protected because CIS Hope are going to have to watch their backline from people like Poppy Fresh. This guy is such an animal when it comes to Tracers. You can see why the Flames are actually very good on things like control. Poppy Fresh's ability to find his way to the back and just find these breakdowns in communication and just take out the supports willy-nilly is just also apparent over the last couple of weeks.
And he's going to need to be well protected as well, Jaws, because look at that hero lineup. There is not a Lucio in sight. It's going to be basic movement speed for Ana and nothing else. Himself and Marine Lord are going to have to be very careful with their rotations because, of course, Eng on the Lucio with a Slambulance coming out from CIS Hope are going to be able to run him down and make him into roadkill. Of course, we're going to see Kenzie come out on the big pig, and that's what I like to see. He's a very impressive Roadhog and a hook accuracy to boot.
Fixes on the Graviton Master herself on the Zarya. So they're just going to run in here and just make their way to the back line. It's kind of a strategy we've seen evolve over the last few weeks, just taking this very long. Wow.
Poppy Fresh getting that. Dredro hit a great Bartic grenade there to deny any healing coming out from main. And now, this attack's pretty neutered from CIS Hope. Kenzie's slowly building up towards their ultimate. That's about all they're going to be gaining.
Kenzie's actually going for a small flank here just to make sure Naga is making sure he knows his play. Shax actually takes out Poppy Fresh as he did take out main as well. Naga still building up this blade. He's going to be able to contest for the time being. Finally gets his mech back, but it was too little too late as Naga stuck a shuriken right on her temple. Chow does end up falling. Naga's still building up. If you look at 80% right now, is so quick. There's just tanks to farm off at the moment. 99. Here we go. The blade from Naga's going to be activated first up. There's the nano. The sleep actually onto the Reinhardt as well. Sharik gets paid the price with a grenade, and that is going to be Naga almost solo holding this point with the help of the the nano boost.
And now Main's just going to be running for his life. He's got a D.Va in his back, but he's got a knife in his heart. You can't defense Matrix for melee. Imagine if he ate the knife. It's like, oh, well, I guess I can't deflect anymore either.
Oh, that would be the day when Genji couldn't deflect.
He ate my knife.
Oh, thank God. Has to reset, has to jump off and go get another one. Or has to shop around. I'm sure
he knows the pain of a D.Va reset, but now Copenhagen Flame's going to nominate. Oh, okay, that's not quite what Heiko wanted, I don't think. A little bit of a misclick there. And now Marine Lord's going to be the one paying the price. Aang's going to push it forward.
Yeah, Drijo's going to fall as well. Aang's actually going to unleash that sound barrier, as well as Main picking up that coalescence to take out Naga. I've got a feeling that Meg was actually supposed to shoot straight into them, not actually explode on the spot. So a little bit of misclick there by Heiko actually cost them the point.
Maybe Heiko thought he had his booster cooldown up, and then he's like, oh, I've just dropped my mech to explode.
Stands there.
I
like
guess I'll hide behind it. But CIS hope no such frivolous use of ultimates. 2 supports have been invested in that point A take, and now they have almost 4 tanker ultimates to try and take second. They have that all-important Graviton Surge as well. Heiko's going to have to eat this one, not throw his mech away this time, because it's going to be needed.
Yeah, but Marine Lord has that Transcendence, so it's all the waiting game. This Brawly comp coming out from Hope is just going to fight around this point. That's actually a big nade onto a couple of the tanks there. There's Graviton Surge right in the very corner. Naga's caught in it, but so is that Primal Raging Winston. Marine Lord, though, with the big boy flank, was actually on the bridge, just pummeling people from behind. Chao has to make his way, and a swift exit he's going to have to make to get discorded. Did take out Marine Lord, but yeah, quick reset, buddy. Jump off the edge. That flanking Zenyatta, something to fear.
A flank Yatta. Boy, don't mess around. Who said he wasn't a maneuverable hero? Now, Drijo, he's going to be a little bit more happy here on the Ana. He can always move back to his safe space should it be required. Meanwhile, CIS hope it's a wholesale swap up here. We've had enough of the quad tank, we've had enough of the slambulance. Going to be moving over to the tried and true. Unfixed is going to be trying to set up on the top there, engage a game of Duck Hunt. But Copenhagen Flames, they're not ducks. They're what roast ducks. They're the Flames, and they're going to be moving straight in onto Unfixed and not give him any of the space at the top. They don't want to give the win condition that CIS hope are looking for.
I hope there's a duck hero at some point, so we can use more duck-related puns. Drijo does have the nano boost, and there is a blade on Naga as well. That's actually going to be a nano gorilla instead. Chubbs is actually going to move forward. Look at that healing as well. He did got hit by the biotic grenade. Main and Aang pay the price. He did hug the mech pretty closely, but did end up surviving with 48 HP. He's all right. He's got Ana to back him up.
Let's say that was incredibly calculated, and you just want to take all this damage so that Drijo could build up his ult. Good job, Chubbs. So that's
top-level player right there.
Yeah, but that's some high IQ Winston play right there.
Oh yes, Naga still has the blade, so this is forcing out ultimates, and something we've seen a lot of teams do, and a lot of teams do rather cheeky as well. We've seen normal nano Genjis to force out Transcendence, but staggering these ults is also important, especially when you've only got that blade to work with. Marine Lord's going to have that Transcendence soon available, but he's going to probably save it here for Unfixed his visor.
Naga's almost got the blade as well, and he can put the knife in the heart of his push at his whim, but he needs to make sure not to jump in alone. He needs to wait for Chubbs, and there goes Chubbs. Will he be able to follow this up?
Naga going extremely low, not receiving healing straight away. Can't really unleash it just yet. Primal Rage got forced out on Chubbs there just to make sure he actually stayed alive. As soon as they back down that corridor, it's a shooting gallery, and as soon as he gets discorded, he will fall rather fast.
Unfortunately, he's allowed for Main to get pretty close to that Transcendence, which may be able to counter this.
There's the blade, another nano as well. Actually, you forget the singular blade. You have a double nano. Unfixed is going to get taken out as well. Main falls, and even Kenzie tried to get away, but the fadeaway Shurikens will end up taking him out. They're going to chase them straight back to their base. You have to be very, very careful if you're Sharik at the time being. Shao's going to go for the raw reset. That's how quickly Drijo's building up these ults. Forget just staggering them. I've got a nano every single fight.
Yeah, we can just nano everything, to be honest. But now, CIS, they've built up a old bank of their own. They invested 3 there at least, both the Pulse Bomb and the Tactical Visor, as well as the Valkyrie. Now we've got both tank ultimates. Very good for making space on a point, not so good for trying to kill people. Chao's going to have to put this mech in a very smart position if he wants to claim anything here.
Sharik's already taken a fair chunk of damage. They're just waiting for Chubbs. That bait and switch, they didn't see that at all. Main's going to come in with a Transcendence. Unfixed still building up towards that Tactical Visor. Self-destruct onto the high ground here to make sure they can just clear everybody off and go for a short reset. Discord Audible on the Tracer has to back off rather quickly, and actually Naga takes Main for a complete ride. Oh, that Dragon Blade down. The melee straight on Naga's noggin does end up going down. Self-destruct onto the point to clear everybody out. CIS hope they've almost got a tick here as well. They're going to demech Heiko, but Chubbs is coming in massive, killing off Kenzie. Chow's going to take out Heiko, but it was all in vain as Marine Lord threw that translocator in and cleared up a couple on the Sombra.
CIS Hope there, scattering away and leaving Chow on his own on the point, means that they forwent a tick. They could have got the entire tick of the 33% there, I believe, if they had kept more people on the point, but no, they went out to try and find the remains of Copenhagen Flames. Unfortunately, didn't work out quite so well, but Naga at least had his hopes and dreams crushed, courtesy of the elbow of Unfixed. These young kids will never learn, Jaws, so gotta stay off his lawn.
Stay off my lawn. That's always hilarious. It's like, haha, you have to go in 2 swings. I've got 1 melee. It's fine. You were 20 HP.
Oh, Eng doesn't have any life.
Eng's got 0 HP left after that right click from Marine Lord. Kenzie is discorded, has to back out rather sharpish, and actually Marine Lord will claim his life as well. The Flames really just taking it to CIS Hope. You can see how aggressive they are, just chasing everybody out. Heiko adds another couple of points to his Winston Lab stats as he does force Chow off the edge.
Indeed, a little bit of extra ultimate charge as well from Marine Lord as Chubbs comes up to receive the Orb of Harmony. He's almost built himself up to another Transcendence, and yet again, Venano is going to be ready to come in. 50 seconds are on the clock from CIS Hope. They were on match point, Jaws. Their chances are fading away second by second as they move forward. They have 3 ultimates to try and bring this home, with Kenzie's going to try and secure the win with the Roadhog to brawl out on the point, bring out the scrap gun, and already here comes Eng with the Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, Tactical Visor. That damage boosted Tactical Visor is not something you want to mess with. Heiko's going to be the target first. Remove that Matrix and remove Poppy Fresh from the map is Main's deal. Although Unfix is going to find himself in a tough situation with the Winston on top of him, and Naga receives another Nano and another Blade. This guy's building them up way quicker than Unfix can actually unleash them. Still got that Tactical Visor, but we're only 10 seconds remaining.
CIS Hope carved up by Naga, and other remainder are also going to be going under the knife. Kenzie comes in with the hook.
He has to make something work here. No one's actually on the point. Poppy Fresh cleans the rest of them up. That'll be Copenhagen Flames securing Hanamura, bringing the series to a 1-1. But we did see a draw in map number 2, so it is all down to this last map to claim the series.
Literally match point for both teams. The best of 3 is now in session. It's going to all be decided on Escort, and the pick of the map goes to CIS Hope.
Well, it is going to be Junkertown. I can tell already.
I think they've got an inventive strategy for it.
I hope so. We'll have to wait and see. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We're going to reload our pulse rifle, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Match point for CIS Hope and the Flames. All comes down to this. We did end up with a draw on Hollywood, which means it turns into a little mini best of 3.
It is going to be a mini best of 3, and it all comes down to this. We're heading over to Escort. The choices are Dorado. We're going to the Australian outback of Junkertown, and it looks like Our choice has been Dorado. A little bit of a scuffle on the overlay there. It was actually Copenhagen Flames who won on Hanamura, for those of you just joining us. We are at 1-1. There was a draw on Hollywood, and CIS Hope claimed our initial map. And that does mean that CIS Hope have chosen Dorado for our last map to go to.
Oh yes, they're so scared of the Kenzie Mei. That's the thing. You don't want to run the Mei. We've seen Roger Hong do it. We don't want to see Kenzie do it as well. The guy's a monster. But Dorado is going to be the one that we're going to go to. This opens up a whole new kettle of fish here. We're going to see a lot of Widowmaker on this, especially the second point. Is Naga going to come up big? We've seen him a lot on McCree today, something that's only just come in popularity, it seems, in the last day of group stages.
McCree can be quite useful for trying to lock down the third point as well on that sort of mini high ground you can gain just over the payload. And because that high ground has like a small island from which you can access all the locations where the payload will be, he doesn't suffer that much from damage drop-off. However, if you're going up against a defensive Junkrat, he doesn't really have any defense to get through the choke points and avoid all that damage himself. However, we have seen occasionally a couple of McCrees come out on first point, coupled with Widowmakers, to try and make sure there are multiple threats that defenses have to deal with. But I imagine we will see Naga stick to the Widowmaker because Poppy Fresh, of course, isn't going to be leaving that Tracer.
Oh, no, he's not. Not when he can put up impressive damage numbers like he has been doing. Offense first up for Flames, and the Hope are on the defense. Classico dive, unfixed, and Kenzie on the Genji and the Tracer, respectively. Aang, this time around, he's going to be on the Mercy, not the Lucio. He's going to be more proficient, just damage boosting unfixed to get that blade even quicker.
You know, given that he's on the Mercy, I'm surprised we don't see unfixed on the Soldier, where he could really be damage boosted and try and defend main additionally. So you've sort of got that trifecta on the high ground here, but maybe Aang wants to move through these conduits provided to him by the Guardian Angel, so he can move between Shaq, between Chao, up to Kenzie, where he's on that far roof, where he'll be a little bit safer, and then back to main should it be required if he needs a bit more healing. But that does mean there's a little bit of a lag in terms of when the healing can get to you. There's some travel time involved for Aang. Copenhagen Flames coming straight out. Looks like it's going to be the classic full dive, except Redro is going to be on the counter Mercy as well. We can expect resurrections on both sides.
Well, Naga's going to find himself a lovely couple of tanks, as well as a delightful Mercy as well, as Aang did dash over just to make sure they were nice and healthy. Going to be able to push this cart around. Mirror comps, like we just mentioned, it's just all about Naga and Unfix, who can build up their blade first. Naga's already on 42% of his blade, mind you, and Unfix is actually just dead.
Marine Lord isn't taking any of his trouble. Is going to be tolerated here, and now Naga's got open season on these tanks. He can fan the shurikens into them and start building up towards that blade. It's already 60-70%. Look at him go! 80-90. Has almost got it. It's time to put the dagger in the heart of the CIS Hope defense, I think.
They just let him farm the blade. He's going to go up and unleash it. That's a damage. That's a discordant Mercy. There's no hope now. Chao ends up going down, and Chubbs finish off the rest of the team. Naga, with the quickest Dragon Blade I've ever seen on Dorado, is going to able to wipe the team with the help of Chubbs. They're going to push on through to the first point. CIS Hope, they've got a tiny fraction of a moment here to try and defend, but they've only got Pulse Bomb.
At that moment, Charles Mech was made more out of shurikens than it was out of Korean steel. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite as strong as we would have expected. Kenzie is ready to try and make a re-engagement here with a Pulse Bomb. But CIS Hope, luckily, they've got a couple of ultimates in the bank, almost 2 support ultimates, but where are they going to put them is the question.
Naga is like, not again, I'm not letting you get that, I'm not going to let you get that blade once more. They end up going down to the Pulse Bomb here. They're all in a very, very tight corridor, as self-destruct's going to be rather deadly, as it does end up executing Kenzie. Dredro perma-pocketing Naga. The Valkyrie forms only just ran out here for both sides, so the healing is going to be rather lackluster without it going on. Another self-destruct gets sent sky high, but a Transcendence coming out from Marine Lord, keeping everybody nice and healthy as they were able to dip behind the statue. And Naga once more upping towards that Dragon Blade. He's on 75%. Unfix hasn't even got his first.
And now they are going to bring it into the first point there. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain for Copenhagen Flames as they surge forward. Heiko's going to get a quick remech here, or at least I think he should do. Heiko, use the remech, my friend. There it is. Coming down with the mech, 30% on the way to his self-destruct. Meanwhile, Chubbs feeling a little bit angry. He's got some pent-up rage jaws. They waylaid the progress of Copenhagen Flames for too long, and now he's going to release that all on the unsuspecting victims of CIS Hope. In he goes, very deep.
Another blade for Naga is going to get damage boosted as well, but that Transcendence coming out clutch for CIS Hope, and Kenzie comes in bigger, does hit the headshot as he was dashing up toward him. Does manage to find repentance for the kills earlier. Unfixed not having that blade just yet. I think I actually did use it in that fight, but we were on Naga. It's got to be all screens on him. He's the playmaker of this game so far.
Bit of a miscalculation there from Naga, or potentially from Dezachu. Naga thought he could get the instant kill onto Kenzie with the dash and the slice. And that only gives you an instant kill if you're damage boosted by the Mercy, but unfortunately Dezachu sort of dropped the ball. The damage boost wasn't there and the kill didn't come through. Now Kenzie's under so much pressure.
Look at that damage onto Kenzie. He had to drop down. In fact, Main goes down once again to Poppy Fresh. He's like a magnet.
Back of the head. Unfixed being given a little bit of a lesson in melee combat from Chubbs. No one expects the monkey coming down from above.
1000 HP Winston going crazy with rage, or one cyborg ninja. You pick who wins.
Oh, I don't think we need to take a vote on that one. Poppy Fresh is going to be staying around the side. He's going to be a very sneaky Beaver's got a sneaky Beaver shoes on, but it's going to get found out. Kenzie, or rather Unfixed, is going to be the one who goes up against him now. Unfixed on the trace, a little bit of a rarity, but of course it's required. While Kenzie is on the Widow.
Here we go, Naga still building up towards that blade yet again, 60%. This guy's an absolute monster, but this time around they're actually going to focus Dezachu, Sharak and Unfixed are going to be able to take him out as well as Naga. Poppy Fresh now trying to find a little something off the back of it, even if it was just a little bit of ult charge. Kenzie now has that high ground. Flames go for a full reset.
That's about as quick as a fight gets there, and so Hope establishing some dominance, but it's going to be Kenzie who's pushing his luck here. Oh, but Poppy Fresh, you don't have a reflector. No, do you, Naga? Kenzie just schooling everyone. You think you're DPS? Let me show you how DPS works, kids.
He's on the ground! what is this man doing? He's camping spawn right now. Defense Matrix had to be used in order to actually escort people through the spawn. Kenzie's an absolute mad lad right now.
And he's on fire as well. Copenhagen Flames throwing their namesake stolen by a very, very eager purple lady. But now, Copenhagen Flames have got a couple of ultimates to work with, almost a Valkyrie as well. Naga's ready to come back in with that blade, and he's got a short window here where maybe Main can't build up the Transcendence as quickly as he can, but Kenzie is quickly building up towards that visor because he's hitting a couple of body shots across the way, 10% away from having that available.
Takes a ding across the shoulder, like you said. Lost a bit of armor plating. Unfixed found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Does get dashed through. There's the blade. It's available. But as soon as that came up, Kenzie actually activating the infocytes there so they know exactly where he is. Might just get punished for it as well. Only just managed to survive with 10 HP remaining, but he does end up getting taken down again. Chow manages to find the kill. Chow gets demeched himself, but he is going to be able to remech if he stays alive. As I say that, he ends up falling anyway. I
would say not the ideal Transcendence there from Marine Lord. Naga was already like 6 HP and got taken down from long range by Trout. And Dezachu had already been sniped by Kenzie. The Infrasights have run out, however, so Kenzie's going to be rebuilding to those. Unfixed is going to have to be a little bit more guessing as to where to put this Pulse Bomb. But Marine Lord needs to look up. Oh,
Kenzie needs to look up. He had a Diva right in his very face there. Kenzie might just be able to get revived here. Naga unsheaths the blade once again. Can he get the quick dash? No. The Transcendence was there to deny him of the kill. And ends up going down regardless, though at the end of the Transcendence, as Chubbs did find him with the Tesla Cannon. Naga does manage to find his way back onto the thing, but right now they've spotted their win condition, and it is Naga, so Shaq is sticking to him like hot glue.
Dezachu really needs to start damage boosting these blades so that Naga can get these combinations working. Heiko takes out Kenzie, but it's just a drop in the ocean as the remainder of CIS Hope surge forward. So many respawns coming in. They've got attrition on their side. Copenhagen Flames, they do not.
20 seconds remaining. That Diva's going to have to go for a quick reset here. She does jump herself off the edge. Does lead Hope here to get priority position on the high ground. Main has that Transcendence available to him as well.
And that's going to be used pretty frivolously here. There's no real sustained damage ultimates that they need to worry about. Naga swapped over to the Widowmaker, wants to try and bring this in the clutch. Poppy Fresh desperately dives onto the cart. He's going to have to keep it in overtime.
But Kenzie's already taken out Naga, so that's lead to a massive damage drop-off for the Flames. And now it's Kenzie, just open season for him. Marine Lord's going to activate the Transcendence. Same with the Tranquility coming out from Main as well. Double just to make sure they can get the revive on Sharak, who died first up in the fight. And now it's all down to playing around this cart. Poppy Fresh finds Eng. Big healing now down for Hope. Chow's going to have to find something pretty big here. Does manage to get back on the car, but it was all said and done as soon as they left it. Unfixed finishes Poppy Fresh, and only 1 point captured here for the Flames.
Second point so elusive from the Flames. Tried as they might, I can't help but feel Naga might be a little bit tilted, not getting that damage boost for his Dragon Blades. Missed out on 2 kills that could have potentially helped him finish that one out. And now, the ball is once again in CIS Hope's court. They are 1.92.77 meters away from claiming the victory and the second seed in Group B of Overwatch Contenders Europe.
Well, Naga, we know how fast he built up the blades to start off with. He had 2 before Unfixed even had 1. Is he going to run the same on defense here? Would make a lot of sense as he is so proficient with it and is clearly on fire. Normally when you're on a hero that's really working for you at the time, you want to keep on playing because you know you can just hit those shurikens, you know you can build up the ult so quickly. Or do we see him what he's doing now, which is maybe switching up to this Widowmaker to contest the high ground of Unfixed?
I imagine a Widowmaker would probably be a pretty good choice here, especially if Tridd wants to stay on the Mercy, because it means Tridd just has another point of contact where you can Valkyrie to and where you can try and escape with that Guardian Angel. However, Naga is going to have a lot on his hands if Kenzie spots this out, because I imagine the Widow will be back in session, and Kenzie, he's been putting on a clinic. He's been showing off that Widowmaker, and he's been showing it off well, despite a couple of deaths at the hands of Heiko or a couple of dives. When he really was feeling himself, he really went forward and showed people what's what. And there is the Widowmaker coming out.
There we go, no big surprise. Although 20 seconds, they can make a couple of final switches if need be. However, I can imagine this is the comp they're going to be running. Mirrored on both sides, Dredro and Eng on the Mercies, going to be damage boosting the Widows. It's going to be the question here where Naga actually sits, because he's right now holding a very forward position. He's even got that Orb of Harmony on him, but he's very vulnerable to tank dives in this position.
Looking for a cheeky shot at the front, but so is Kenzie ready to go. They're scouting each other out, but nothing is shown at the moment. Just going to decide to throw down a little bit of damage onto the tanks here, make them fear for their lives. And already that's a bit of a retreat from Chubbs, going back to get the healing from Dredro. They've given up all of this high ground. They're moving back to a further back position, George. They want to try and make the one fight that they get the one that they will win. They're making sure that you can see Naga up on the fountain. He's going to be able to deliver shots from above, and Kenzie's going to have the cover of a defense matrix here, but that will run out eventually.
Yeah, he does know where he is as well. Not a common winnow spot right on this fountain. Normally you see him on the high ground of the archway, but very hard to get if you're on the Mercy. You really have to commit a long sight line. You can't actually heal anybody else near or around you. Kenzie just narrowly avoiding that hen shot. He does manage to take out Naga for his troubles, and even Poppy Fresh, who tried to get a bit of damage in the front line. 2 DPS down now for the Flames.
His name may be Poppy Fresh, but it's going to be Kenzie who's popping off, and now it's going to be Unfixed who wants to pick up the range. You think we've got 1 DPS, it's going to be 2.
They're going to dive straight in as well. Mage is being forced back. There's nothing really they can do. Unfixed very low HP. They did manage to demech Heiko as well as he gets pushed to the side. Laid waste too as Poppy Fresh's head gets removed yet again by Kenzie. He's got a magnet on actually everybody's heads. Marine Lord falls as well. They've got 5 minutes in the time bank now to push it just before this second point.
Get how brave Kenzie's feeling. He wants to get all the way forward, and Naga's in a huge amount of trouble here up on the ledge. Don't jump, wow. Naga! Oh, didn't need to jump anyway because Shark was going to be the one who finishes him off, and now we are but a couple of meters from CIS Hope claiming the 2nd seed in EU Group B. Kenzie has got a forward position, doesn't want to give Copenhagen Flames any room to play with here. His mind has been triggered. He has wall hacks on someone. He knows exactly where they are. They're going to be taking a little bit of damage, giving him a little bit of ult charge. Naga needs to step up. He hasn't been able to do so yet. He's almost got the infra sights.
Very defensive bubble usage here to make sure he can actually assert himself on the high ground with this damage boost. Like you said, infra sights are being unleashed, so now it's all up to Hope. What do they want to do here? Do they play safe, or do they play a little bit more aggressive, knowing that the Flames are just sitting there waiting for them? They're going to activate that Valkyrie. They still have Main and his Transcendence available to them, but looks like they're just going to play it safe. Poppy Fresh, wrong place, wrong time. Did get the recall off, but Kenzie actually pays the price for it, though. Those mini rockets doing a lot of damage. Erases him from the map, but Kenzie does get the nice revive.
Brought back in record time by the Mercy. Main's ready out his back with the Transcendence should it be required. Going to afflict that Widowmaker with a little bit of, oh, in comes the self-destruct, down it goes, but so does Chow. Nothing gained there except for the loss of life. And of course, a resurrection has already been used. Chubb's going deep into the back, but he's going to make a quick escape here. Kenzie's still got a good sight line to work with.
Poppy Fresh's head is like the size of a Aristus right now. He's getting headshot left, right, and center as Zenyatta taking him out just not a moment ago. And now Naga trying to find the supports. They have to cross this corner to get some nice heals down. Already working towards the infocytes. There we go. He takes out Main, pops them instantaneously. Shark finds Chubbs. They're still moving around this corner. Main doesn't have that Transcendence. He is back in spawn. Kenzie tries to get a flick shot on him. Said soaring into the air and crashing back down to the earth. And even Tao going down as well. Got demeked and headshotted. Flames are winning out this fight for the moment, but there's still 3 minutes in the time bank for Hope.
Dink, dink, dink. I didn't know that was part of the overtime soundtrack, Jaws, but apparently it is, courtesy of Naga. Is on fire now. The infra sites have elapsed. He's going to have to build up to that again. Same as Kenzie, both 6%. So they're going to have a little bit of a shoot-off here to see who's going to get that first. However, when it comes to a quick draw of a Transcendence, Main still holding on to his. Marine Lord had to invest for Copenhagen Flames Transcendence there to keep Heiko and Chubbs alive as they contested the cart. Now Kenzie's going to try and come in again, spot out Naga, taking a different angle this time, and he's really found them out.
Cheeky. He's going to get spotted instantly, though. They know what he's up to. Oh, the headshot from Kenzie from downtown takes out Naga, and he's in an isolated position as well, so he might not be able to get back up from this one. Marino goes down also. He gets actually revived, so Dorito brings back his other support. They need this for the time being. Chow actually ate that pulse bomb as well to just save Sharek from actually going down instantly. Chubbs falls, but this is a big win for CIS Hope here. They do manage to find a couple of members, and Unfix still has that pulse bomb. There's the Transcendence also. They still have another support ult to work with Eng.
And now, Unfix coming in with a pulse bomb. Don't jump on that Naga. You're going to be sent straight back to respawn. And now Unfix has so many more targets in his sights.
They're still contested. They managed to de-mech him. Kenzie's got eye in the sky. They're pushing the cart forward. 3 meters to go. And they will secure themselves the 3rd place in the groups. Chow ends up erasing Chubbs. One more push left. Transcendence from Varilor to try and keep them all in this fight. But Chow is just looking over them with glee because he knows as soon as it runs out, you're going to get sent back to your spawn. Poppy Fresh goes down. And it's all over for the Flames. CIS Hope claim the map and the series.
And we'll claim the seeding advantage as well as we move forward out of the group stage of Overwatch Contenders. Season 1 in Europe. Oh, 2nd seed is theirs. Copenhagen Flames are going to have to settle for 3rd.
Well, that is it. The group stage is the final map. And what a map it was. CIS Hope just took dominating control. Genji play, but my eyes were firmly on the Widowmakers and even the Zenyatas that are actually dinging a few heads as well.
And I'm sure the War of the Widows will be something that our analyst desk will touch on in a little bit. I know I certainly enjoyed it. Kenzie with so many headshots, it was wonderful.
It was, and him getting all the support he needed as well. And that was the thing what we were talking about before was, can you actually provide all this pocketing to the Widowmakers? Naga was, I would say, rather even with Kenzie up until the last moment where Kenzie just had the eye in the sky. It's just so hard to actually fire up onto that ledge, especially with all the tank play going on around.
Yeah, Kenzie really sort of showed us what's what on Dorado. And to show you what else is what with this series, we're going to toss it on over to the analyst. See you later.